Alright, all you trash kickers, this is TBrown0065. Welcome to a discussion episode. This time I will be covering YouTube's policies. As creators, we all know that if you post content that doesn't follow the policies, then what happens is your content gets removed. You get an email saying that, your piece of content has been removed. You got like a warning or a strike on your channel. And then what it'll do is it'll tell you, what policy you violated, so on and so forth, okay? We're all familiar with that. We know how the process works, okay? Now, I want to touch base with you about external links policy, okay? Now, look, before I go into that, some stuff I can understand why YouTube would not allow. So, like, let's say if you're posting a video convincing viewers to visit, like, let's say, a specific pornographic website, okay? You do something like that, and you include, like, a link in the description of your video to that website, okay? Or you encourage viewers to visit a specific website that installs malware, or a website that's dedicated to scamming people, and you're encouraging people to, invest their money on those websites, so on and so forth. If you're doing something like that, I can understand why YouTube would not allow that, okay? That stuff I don't think should be allowed on YouTube, okay? Now, here is something that I'm very concerned about, okay? Aside from that stuff that I just mentioned, if you are featuring links to a website that features content that violates YouTube's rules, guess what? You're going to be treated the same way as if you upload a video that violates the rules. Okay, so you'll get the same type of penalty. You get like a warning or a strike or whatever, depending on how far you are into your violations. Okay, the reason why I'm concerned is because, what if, like, someone is featuring a link to, like, let's say a news article that's talking about a dangerous trend on social media, for example, okay, and that article features a video of, like, someone actually participating in something very dangerous, okay, where if you actually upload that video to YouTube, it's going to get taken down for, like, harmful or dangerous acts. Okay, and like the article, focuses on, like, the dangerous stuff, and because what if, like, say viewers want to go to that website and they want to read more about the dangerous trend, okay? And, like, let's say the creator, the one who's doing the commentary, is advising viewers not to participate in such activities. What if you're doing something like that, okay, and you have a link to the article about the dangerous trend that's going around? Should that be a violation of community guidelines? Answer is no, it shouldn't, okay? And the reason why it shouldn't be against community guidelines is because, you're advising viewers not to participate in such activities. And not only that, but also, what if viewers want to go to that website and find out more information? What if they want to do that? Okay? So sometimes YouTube, creators have a good reason why they need to provide a link to, like, a website that might feature content that would go against your rules, okay? There's a reason why people may do that, okay? Not so much that, not so much that the creator would want to actually promote the violative content, but more like to warn viewers about that type of stuff, okay? I also want to address too, we also know that there's been a lot of scams going around on social media. promising you like an insane amount of money, or asking you for like your assistance. And there's also social media pages that are like dedicated to like exposing like the scammers out on the internet. Okay, where what they'll do is they'll use a photo to cover themselves up, and then there's also like a real face behind that fake account. Okay, and what these I'm not sure how to go about wording this. These scam education profiles that are on social media, where like the purpose is to educate viewers about the potential scams that are going around. And like, let's say if you're a creator and let's say if you feature links to um say you feature links to those profiles where some of the content has been falsely removed because of a policy violation or whatever. Here's the thing. Like, should that be a violation of YouTube's community guidelines? No, it shouldn't be. So, like, for example, I follow, Scamming Scammers Action Facebook page. I also subscribe to their channel. I mean, they've had a history of content on both Facebook and YouTube that's been taken off the platform, saying that it violates their community guidelines. Okay, so if viewers are not allowed to provide links to the page I just mentioned, then you want to know what's going to happen is that you're going to give scammers like more power. Okay, because we know there's been a lot of scams going around on social media, and what these social media pages are doing is they're speaking out against scammers, as well as actually calling out scammers that are hiding behind those fake accounts. They're basically doing it to help keep the social media community safe. Okay, and if like let's say that if creators are not allowed to talk about scams circulating around on social media, if they're not allowed to do that, and they're not allowed to expose the scammers that were hiding behind the fake accounts, so on and so forth, like what Scamming Scammers Action does and other pages I just mentioned, if I didn't mention them already. I mean, there's other pages too. There's like Scam Haters United or something like that. But all these scam education profiles, I mean, they've all had a history of a policy violation. But if creators are not allowed to expose to scammers on social media, you want to know what's going to happen is that's going to give scammers more power to take advantage of other people. Okay, and that's the stuff that I'm concerned about. So if creators are not allowed to provide links to the websites that expose scammers' real faces and other stuff, if they're not allowed to do that, you want to know what's going to happen is that, yeah, scammers are going to be more incentivized into taking advantage of other people. So there's stuff out there that it's like sometimes, people need to include links to content that might otherwise infringe upon community guidelines, simply because, viewers need to be educated about that stuff, okay? They're not like watching violative content for the sake of watching it. They're not doing that. Rather, it's their being educated about the type of stuff, okay? And, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, when you get carried away with censoring content, people are going to become less educated. In fact, they're going to become uneducated, and what happens because of that is they're going to become more susceptible to making dumb choices that can cause some significant consequences to themselves. And I don't want to see that happen. Okay, so when it comes to, and let's face it, that removing content on your platform is, what we want to know what's going to happen is people are just going to migrate over to other websites like YouTube, for example. If you're getting carried away with censoring out educational content, where if it's like, if that type of content is used in like any other context, then and where it would be taken off your platform, you want to know what's going to happen is creators are just going to go over to websites like BitChute, Odyssey, and Rumble to upload the content, and then viewers are going to go there to watch the content. Okay? YouTube, your policies are hurting the creators and the viewers. You realize that, don't you? Okay? I want you to be a successful platform, and I'm all for that, but you know that when you keep making those ridiculous changes where people are not allowed to talk about certain things, when you do something like that, you want to know what's going to happen is people are just going to leave your website, and then your website's going to die out, and then what are you going to do? And what are you going to, what do you think is going to be left over on your platform? Cat videos or other mundane content on there? Like, what's it going to be? Okay? Because remember, you're not the first website to be popular, okay? And you're not going to be the last website to be popular, and you got to keep that in mind. So, if the main purpose of sharing the URL that might infringe upon YouTube's external links policy, or if you're trying to speak out against that type of content and speaking out against participating in dangerous activities that were featured in a video in a website that they're linking to, if you're speaking out against it, then it should not be against community guidelines. So that's why there needs to be exceptions to your rule, YouTube. And you can't be too draconian, because in the long run, this stuff is going to destroy your platform, okay? This is TBrown0065 signing out, and I hope that all of you have a good one.